Welcome back everyone to the second part of the how to create your own release plan. This week we're going to talk more about labels because that's what I'm up to right now. I'm going to think about if I'm going to release it myself or maybe I'm going to do it on a label, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. So, are you going to release it on a label or are you going to release it yourself? And if you're going to release it on a label, what could they offer in return, in value? Because you're going to give away a part of your percentage, so you're going to have to get something back in return. What's the thing a label can give you in return for all those percentages you give them? Also, before you sign it on a label, make sure that you think about the fact that when you release it on a label, it will probably take at least a month before your track is going to be released. At most labels, especially the bigger labels, it takes even longer, up to 6 months, 3 months, 4 months. So that's a long time. If that fits your release schedule, it's not a problem. But most of the time, you just want to get your music out there as soon as possible, and then that's not the best plan. So if you're going to look for a label, make sure that you check what they can offer you in return, which could be promotion, which could be marketing, which could be artwork, which could be PR. So make sure your track ends up at the blogs, at the playlists, all those kind of things. That's what they will do for you. But some labels just simply aren't big enough and don't know how these things work or don't have a big enough network. And that's where you come in. So make sure you know all the things about the label before you sign the track, because otherwise you can just do it all by yourself, and that's way easier and way quicker. So when you release your own track, the thing you have to do is to make sure there's distribution, because that's the thing a label normally does for you as well. Distribution is the thing, how it worked like years back. The CD was created, it was printed, it was taken into the shelves by a truck, and the truck driver took it to the shop and the shop put it into the shelves. That's the distribution channel. But nowadays those old school things don't exist anymore. There almost aren't any CD shops anymore, so it's just all about your computer and Spotify, iTunes, Beatport, YouTube, those kind of platforms. But the distribution in between isn't that hard anymore, it's just more simple. There's a few websites which can help you distribute your track nowadays. Websites such as TuneCore, DistroKid, those are all platforms where you can upload your track, pay a small amount, and make sure that your track ends up on those platforms, those streaming platforms or online platforms actually. That's the way I'm gonna do it. And the thing you also need when you're gonna do it by yourself is artwork. Normally a label provides your release with artwork that fits the brand of the label. But since you're going to do it by yourself, you're going to have to make sure that you're going to create your own artwork. If you're not that good at Photoshop, or if you don't know how to start or how to fix it, maybe you can find a friend who can do it for you. Maybe you can just send out a message on your Facebook page to see if people are interested to do it for free or maybe for a small amount of money. But you have to make sure that you're going to get an artwork which is going to stand out and it's going to fit your release as a brand. There are a few rules when it comes down to the artwork, but most of the time all the platforms that you're going to release your track on, all the distribution platforms such as TuneCore and DistroKid, they have like guidelines what can be in artwork and what really can't be in artwork, such as website links or those kind of stuff. Try to create something unique, something that stands out of the crowd so people start recognizing it when you create an artwork. It's really important. Another thing label normally fixes for you is the promotion and the marketing of your track. That's something you have to do on your own as well. Here's where the creative part and the social media thing come together, and that's something you have to be handy in or have to get better in, because that's the way you're going to sell your track, and that's the way you're going to create awareness with the audience that your track's out there and that they're able to listen to the track and that they're able to buy the track or stream the track. You're going to have to find a way to promote your track your own, but that's something we're going to talk about more along the way. But make sure that you're aware of the fact that you're going to have to do those things on yourself, because just putting your track out there and not doing any promotion is not going to work at all. So what I'm going to do with my release is, I'm kind of privileged actually, because I actually run my own label, which is called Dubbed Records. I'm going to release it on my label, so I'm best of both worlds. I'm going to release it on my own, but on a label, since I run the label. So the label is going to take care of the distribution part of it. The label's gonna make sure that my track's ending up on the right platforms at the right time. In my case, the label's also gonna take care of the artwork, because they are having a brand and they're having some kind of artwork series, and it just has to fit in there, so they're gonna create it for me, so that's a good thing. But it's up to me, since I'm also the owner of the label, to create a promotional plan and a marketing plan. So why I chose to do it like this is because I like to be in control, and I want to be in control of my releasing schedule as well. I would just want to have this track out there as soon as possible, so that's why I picked my own label, because I'm in control of everything there. Next week we're going to talk more about the marketing plan, and the week after that we're going to talk more about the promotional part of the track. But for now, it's just all about picking a label or doing it yourself. There's so many options online where you can pick one from. A label can be a good choice, but if you pick a label, make sure they can add something to your release. So some kind of value, which could be promotion, which could be a network, which could be a big promo list of DJs where they can send that track to. All the things you don't have, make sure you find a label who can fix that for you. As long as you don't have a label, so let's say you found a really small label who wants to release your track, and they can't offer you some kind of value to add on your track, you can probably do it better by yourself, because you will make 100% of the income and you will have the same result, because you will probably do more than the label will do for you. Unless it's a really big label who has a big PR list, a promo list, who has a big promotion campaign, who has a big marketing plan, and a big following, of course. So try to weigh that out, try to balance those out when you have the choice. But I'm a big fan of doing things on your own, because it's free, it's easy to work, it's quick, and it's available for everyone right now for a small amount of money. So like I said, I'm gonna do it on my own label, and I will let you know when the artwork's ready. I will take you to the promotional plans and marketing plans next week. But this is the reason why I'm doing it on my own label, Dub Records. Stay tuned for next week, marketing plans. If you want to know how I'm gonna figure out all these things, so if I'm gonna find a label or do it by myself, or how I work on my marketing plan, or how I do my promotion, you can follow me on my social pages all week long, because that's where I'm gonna update you guys about all the things that are happening around my release. So follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat, and I will do daily, maybe even hourly updates about things that are happening regarding my release. So see you guys there.